How happy do you think that Governor Andrew Cuomo of New York and the entire Democratic Party are about the recent Me Too allegations made against him? Very. Here's why. Recent Me Too allegations against Governor of New York, Andrew Cuomo. Maybe not the worst, definitely make him out to be a little bit creepy, but that's not really what's important. What's important is the fact that he should be overjoyed that these allegations have surfaced, because you know the rest of the Democratic Party certainly is, even if Andrew might not be as pleased. The reason why? His handling of the coronavirus has been deplorable. He not only killed thousands of elderly patients in nursing homes by reintroducing COVID patients back in, mandating it by law. Why did he do this? Because he did not want to give the Trump administration a potential victory by putting them on the naval vessels that were stationed off the coast. They could have acted as a quarantine and prevented them from being reintroduced into the facility. Quite likely, not for sure, quite likely for political reasons, he did not want to do this, because then the Trump administration during an election year would come out looking pretty good. This is what the Democrats were doing the entire lockdown period. Cast it all on Trump. Don't pass the stimulus bill. Keep that at bay. Don't help the common Americans. Shut down the economy. It gets blamed on those in power. It should be blamed on the Democrats. Trump was continually trying to open up the economy. Say we cannot shut down forever. Exactly what some of the Democrats, guess what, post-elections are now saying. So, the question that I outlined at the beginning, why is specifically the Democratic Party plumb pleased about these allegations? Because they knew about the COVID cases and all the deaths that the Cuomo administration of New York created all the way back in May. Many people were talking about it. Of course, CNN was conveniently ignoring it. Instead, they were heaping praise on Governor Cuomo. They were giving him an Emmy. He was writing a book about leadership during the coronavirus epidemic. Celebrities were coming out of the woodwork to praise him. This makes them look very bad now that these allegations have been brought to light. Now that evil Trump is not on the scene, they have to make news somewhere. These allegations are surfacing. They are driving ratings. They are news. They're not drumpf, but they're still news. Something that people are interested in. And then you have his brother, by the way, Chris Cuomo, who said the following.
Obviously, I'm aware of what's going on with my brother. And obviously, I cannot cover it because he is my brother. Now, of course, CNN has to cover it. They have covered it extensively, and they will continue to do so. I have always cared very deeply about these issues, and profoundly so. I just wanted to tell you that. There's a lot of news going on that matters also, so let's get after that.
That might be fine and dandy and kosher when taken into isolation, but you take into account, once again, the praise that CNN continually heaped on Andrew Cuomo during the coronavirus epidemic, the fact that Chris Cuomo at the time was covering his brother. There was no conflict of interest back then, but of course there is today. You could individually say, if Chris Cuomo had said, I can't really cover my brother because there seems to be a conflict of interest when the media was heaping praise on him, then this statement would follow. It would be congruent with the behavior of the past. But of course not, because they're charlatans, because they are trying to give you a one-sided news. And now that they have to expose Cuomo for what he is, Chris Cuomo's not allowed to talk about how big his nostrils are and bring a giant Q-tip on TV to demonstrate this. Not talk about who was mom's favorite, Chris or Andrew. No. This little cronyism, this little brotherhood that is exemplified on CNN to prop up their little golden boy, Andrew Cuomo, at the time because he was the anti-Drumpf, no longer allowed. And back to the bigger issue at hand. The Democrats all knew about the allegations back in May. Everybody was covering it up. So it's like a magician. I'm going to distract you with the Me Too allegations. We're going to put the focus and the onus on that. Hillary Clinton comes out and says Andrew Cuomo should be investigated. Oh, look, the Democrats are so good. Even when one of our shining favorites has Me Too allegations against him, we clean up the mess. No, that's not why they're cleaning up the mess. They're cleaning up the mess using the Me Too allegations as a cover, as throwing a blanket over the fire that is burning over here, which are the burning cases of COVID, the number of deaths. Andrew Cuomo should absolutely be put in front of people on a perp walk for not only killing people, but then covering it up and not giving the right numbers to the authorities, which was intentionally done, and it was admitted to by a senior member of his staff. But of course, the whole thing is we are going to ignore this because this is a political liability. We're going to castigate him for something else, in this case, the Me Too allegations, and then we come out looking better. We come out looking slightly consistent because we attack somebody who was Me Too'd. Believe all women. By the way, Andrew Cuomo, of course, attacked Brett Kavanaugh and held a standard for believing all women. So should we then apply the same standard to you, Andrew? Should we not believe these people? Because you wanted us to ignore due process for Brett Kavanaugh, so shouldn't the same apply to you? This is when it boomerangs and smacks you in the face. And I say, golly gee, that's kind of nice. I kind of like it when hypocrites get hit with their own logic and words. The only way that we survive as a democracy and a republic is when we are able to uphold equal treatment under the law. But that hasn't been done. But once again, what's truly important to learn from this little lesson is that, yes, we have a huge political liability because Andrew Cuomo caused all these deaths and then lied about it. So we are going to distract with the Me Too allegations, and I guarantee you that they don't want this political albatross around their neck, and there's going to be tremendous pressure for Cuomo to resign, which is my bet as to what's going to happen. Because the Democrats, once again, have a political liability, and they are trying to throw something over that fire, trying to put out the real fire by distracting you with something else. That something else is not the reason that Andrew Cuomo is losing his position. If you guys have a comment, if you guys have a thought as to my logic, please leave it in the comment section below. Would love to hear from you. Thumb up this video. Only way to overcome the YouTube algorithm, which does not favor independent content creators such as myself. And if you're new, subscribe to the channel. Peace. Have a great day. Remember, the Democrats are playing magician. Distract, clean up. Distract, clean up. Peace.